What's up, Enduro guys? This is your program for the 28th of April, and we're progressing on from the squats that we've been doing for the last few weeks. If you're new to the program, don't worry, hop on here off your 3 rep max percentage, but if in doubt, please reduce the weight and stay safe. There's a couple more weeks of this cycle, so if you're hopping on now, see how you get on this week, and you can catch up during the next couple of weeks. If you have missed a week, then by all means start here. Don't start trying to track back and make up what you've missed. It's important that we just continue this continual programming that's on, so try not to bank those up. And so anyway, before I start rambling too much, these back squats, as they have been, with a pause, priority on midline stabilization, depth of the squat but not to the detriment of your position. High bar back squat, meaning on your traps at the top, encouraging a nice vertical torso. Nice steady decline, pause at the bottom for 3 seconds, drive up, minimal pause at the top, back down, 3 seconds, drive, resting as much as you like in between sets. This week is at 85% of your 3 rep max for 3 sets of 5. Then we're going to move on to sets of 20 to 30 of a split squat. So, not a rear foot elevated split squat, but barbell on the same position on your back, a split position, so it's not a lunge position. This is definitely not a lunge. So try not to think about that back knee going down all the way to the ground. Think about changing the angle of your front hip. So your chest is nice and proud, tight through your midline, focus on your obliques as you close the angle, so your belly button is going on top of your thigh to stand. 70% of your weight is on your front foot until you start standing, and then 100% of the effort, 100% of the effort and the energy is going through that front leg. The back foot then is only there to stabilize. So lots of volume on that movement. Going to be fantastic at developing the posterior chain through your glutes and your hamstrings, and be generating enough through sets of 20 to 30. Medium weight, maybe, I'm just going to hazard a guess at 25% of your 3 rep max back squat. Aim for that. If that's too heavy to get 20, lighten up. If it's too light and you can go over 30, go heavier. It's going to be subjective depending on how well you can do this movement and what kind of muscular endurance you have anyway. So, as I said again, nice extension through the hip. 2 sets of 20 to 30 each leg with as much rest as you like in between. Then we're moving on. Day 1 finisher. This is going to be an absolute intensity workout. The suggested weight for the deadlift is round about 50% of your 3 rep max. However, reduce that if it's going to compromise your position. So please, please, please prioritize your midline stability and safety. Even though this is an intensity workout, we don't want to compromise your safety, particularly because it's a deadlift. And there's a lot of shearing force on your spine if your position's slightly out. So double overhand, 21 deadlifts, super fast. 21 burpees over the bar. Then 15 deadlifts, 15 over bar burpees, 9 and 9. Then you're done. That's it for the day. That should be super high pace, challenging, bracing whilst breathing, lots of impact on your body metabolically. And then moving on to day 2. So day 2, mega capacity day. This is a rep scheme of 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. So you do 50 of each, 40 of each, all the way down to 10. It's going to take quite a while. It's a very endurance-based workout. It's calories on the rowing machine, so 50 calorie row, hop off, then The movements are going to be with a 16 kilo kettlebell for guys or 12 for girls. 50 goblet squats. Then 50 sumo deadlift with a high pull. Then 50 calories on a bike. Now the goblet squats are a great movement to encourage an upright torso and have you squatting between your hips. So if your ankle mobility isn't great, it's a good way to get full range squat. But still, try and stay safe through your midline. As always, I find myself repeating this a lot, but priority is obviously safety. If you get a lower back pump on this, it's not going to be great for the sumo deadlifts. Because it's a dynamic movement, you want to really think about hinging at the hip, keeping those knees back, so there's lots of tension through the hamstring and glutes, but again, stabilizing your midline so that this is all locked down, your arms are straight until your hips are popped, and you finish the movement with a little pull from your arms. So it's an emphasis on a good full extension of the hip each time, developing the glutes and hamstrings, and then on the bike. So go all the way through, probably take you about 40-45 minutes, massive burner on the hips, fantastic for muscular endurance and capacity gains. Now, if you only have access to one or the other of a rowing machine, a ski erg, a bike, anything like that, then do 60, 40, 30, 20, 10. So you're going to add the 60s to that, and you're going to miss out the bike or the row on the other side. So it would be bike, goblet squat, sumo deadlift, high pull, bike, goblet squat, sumo deadlift, high pull, if that makes sense. But it would be great if you had access to 2 pieces of cardio equipment. And then a little core finisher for day 2. So core finisher for day 2 is going to be a 30-second plank. So elbows down, plank position for 30 seconds, then onto a press-up position, 30 seconds of mountain climbers. That's a knee contacting the elbow each time, and then straight back down into a plank position. Now, this is going to be very, very difficult to be able to sustain that. So, whilst looking at the timer, if you fail or if you stop, try and reset that 30 seconds or pick up where you left off. So this workout might actually take you 10 minutes as opposed to 5 if you're resting 50% of the time. So get the same amount of work done, but just try really hard to get that done in one go or as few efforts as possible. And that's it for day 2. Day 3 is broken up into 3 workouts, each one pretty high pace. So attack each one as an individual workout, rest 5 minutes plus in between, so you've got decent recovery so you can do each one like its own event, let's say. The first workout is 5 rounds as quickly as you can of a 200-meter run, 12 over box burpees. So 24 inches for guys, 20 for girls, chest and thighs to the ground, onto the box, off the other side, another burpee, and over the box again. So you're going to do 12, then back on the run, 5 rounds. It's going to be a quick blast, opening up of the hips, opening up of the lungs, ready for the next workout. Second workout, this is a mega blast. A format that you CrossFitters might be familiar with, 21, 15, and 9. Thrusters and pull-ups. However, the thrusters are with dumbbells. So extra instability, a nice squat, drive, overhead, 21, hopefully unbroken, onto a pull-up bar, 21, pull-ups, 15 thrusters, 15 pull-ups, 9 and 9. So because it's a capacity workout and not a strength gaining workout, it would be nice that if you can't get full pull-ups, to do jumping pull-ups. Don't assist with bands or anything that's going to slow down the pace. And that's it for the second part of this day. Rest 5 to 10 minutes and then a final blast. The final part of day 3 is going to be another cardio blast, a metabolic intensity workout. So toes to bar, 6 of them, It'd be great if you had full toes to bar, but don't slow the pace. If it gets down to singles, then by all means, straight leg raises, knee raises, the usual scaling options. Once you've done 6, you're going to grab a kettlebell, 12 kettlebell swings. Then back on the bar, 6 toes to bar. I shit you not, this is going to be awful on your grip. So, tactically, small sets, a little rest. Try and hang on to the the kettlebell. 6 minutes is quite a long time for this amount of dynamic work through your forearms and your grip, which is going to be fantastic for you riders, but with the other stuff that you've done today, it's going to be challenging. Don't make that mean that you're going to reduce the weight on the kettlebell. Certainly use a challenging weight. Just allow your hips to do more of the movement. Dig deep. It's going to be the final workout of the day, so just battle on mentally and physically over that potential arm pump. And that's it for day 3. Day 4 is going to be what we've done a few weeks ago, which is a fantastic way to do recovery or build capacity. So your choice today is recovery, 2 minutes steady state cardio. That cardio can be split in between multiple domains, so it could be ski erg, bike, turbo trainer, gentle run, rowing machine, even swimming. You're going to do 2 minutes steady state effort and then 2 minutes of mobility work. That mobility work, by now you should have been able to identify red flag areas from the mobility screening that we've sent you. On there, make sure that you focus on your weakest parts first, bring those up to speed, and then do some general mobility if you find that you kind of standard across the board. If you've got some energy in the tank and you're not riding so much, this day 4 can then be turned into a capacity building day simply by upping the pace on the cardio efforts. So when we're talking 40 to 60 minutes of 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off, the 2 minutes off, the mobility work doesn't have to be super testing, but increase the capacity on the cardio work, basically, so it's like interval training again. So you're taking away a slight amount of emphasis on the mobility, adding that onto the capacity, but only if you're recovering well, you're not riding so much, and you have the capacity to recover from this for next week's heavy squats. And that's that for this week. So if you've got any questions, send them over. As always, happy gymming, happy riding. See you next week. Peace.